Hey everybody, my name is Lynn Perry and I'm going to test out a video from my laptop and post a review on YouTube. See how it goes. The way it's looking now, I look like I'm, 1 frame per second, so real herky-jerky. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Gustavo Bondini's collection of sword and sorcery stories, adventures featuring Sangr, his heroic adventurer. It's called the Song of Sangr by Three Ravens publication from 2022. It's a nice sized paperback, really well formatted, almost 400 pages, but on Kindle it says it's 260 pages. So, a lot of space in there. But I think it's a good volume, maybe 12, 13 stories. And I'm just going to read the review I wrote on Goodreads, see how it goes, post it on YouTube, and let you know about this book from a friend of mine. Actually, he's a writer from Argentina, Gustavo Bondoni, and I have published a couple of his stories, so there's the disclaimer. And it's some solid storytelling, entertaining. His Song of Sangr is a series, like I said, of 12 or so stories, 13 I think, taken as a whole. They move in a general conclusion, though there's plenty of adventuring left to do if he decides to collect some more of these high fantasy sword and sorcery style tales. These kinds of collections are popular in the sword and sorcery genre, straddling the line, I think, between an anthology and a novel, with plenty of exciting entertainment to be had, like in bite-sized pieces. You might want to call it an episodic novel, or maybe it's described, a way to describe its structure, or what has been described as a fix-up, which is a term coined by science fiction writer Van Vogt from the 1950s, A.E. Van Vogt. And it's an idea where these similar characters, settings have been published in previous stories through magazines. They're collected in one volume. Maybe a few more unpublished stories are collected with them. Maybe some narrative matter connecting the stories together to loosely form a completed whole. Think of Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. In Sanger's case, there isn't a strong overarching plot per se, except for his quest to stay alive, and then eventually to be reunited with his lover named Yella, who was taken from him by a powerful wizard. So the quick summary of the plot, as much as there is a plot, is this young man. He's from a small village in the northern icy region of his land. He leaves home, learns to fight, gains a kind of magical power, faces challenges and obstacles at every turn. There's magical beasts and sorcerers and monsters, as well as a few enchanting, intriguing, and enigmatic, dangerous women, including Yella, who he falls in love with. And in fact, one story featuring Yella was my first introduction, my first foray into this particular fantasy universe by Gustavo. I published his story called The Path One Doesn't Choose, about Yella trying to find her way back to Sangr, and it's in my sword and sorcery collection called Swords and Heroes on Amazon. You can catch it there. And then I published a second Yella Sangr story called A Man Named Sangr. Again, she's finding her way back, and there's a little twist to it. So that's in my sword and sorcery themed issue of Resaliens, also on Amazon. I think it's issue 8/9. It's a double issue. So, having read those two stories, which are new, and published them, I thought I'd better read all his previous adventures in this book. Wasn't disappointed, very entertaining. I already knew he was a good, solid story writer. I published a collection of his through Thule Fog Press a few years ago called Pale Reflection, about 5 or 6 of his dark fantasy stories. At any rate, I like the energy of these tales in this book from Three Ravens Publishing, and I can recommend it for 4.5 stars, I would say. And if you want to get a sampling of his writing for free, look for Gina at Swords and Sorcery Magazine, and also look for Bane in Aurora Wolf Magazine, I believe it's called. So, all right, check it out, and thanks for watching my 5-minute review.